Hi everybody, I hope that you can see and hear me okay. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me, throw some emojis, and if you are here on the replay, it is good that you are here. I am so happy to have you make it, even if you couldn't make it to the live. Today I will be planning out the last week of February 2021 in my bullet journal, and I will be answering questions from the Truthful YouTuber Tag, which I saw Jen Chapin do recently, and I think I saw one of the Welsh brothers, they're beauty YouTubers. I saw one of them do it too, I believe. I know it originated in the beauty community, but I don't know where it originated. So I'm going to answer those while I'm doing it, just for the fun, because why not? I'm going to actually do a very similar layout to what I did last week because I really like it. So I'm gonna wrap February up with the minimal layouts, and then in March I will try maybe something a little bit more complicated. Who knows? All right. Hi everybody. Chat's going. I can see you guys all here. I am using my new Stream Deck to help me navigate this without so many like hiccups like I usually have. So if there are any hiccups now, bear with me. New technology, all of the things. So let's move over to my bullet journal. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So here is this week. As you can see, I got some stuff done, but not everything. It's just been another week. Stay tuned. I believe I will be able to talk a little bit more about the thing that's been kind of bugging me and on my mind and stressing me out all month. You'll be able to watch this week's videos and get a better idea about it. So keep your eyes open and make sure you subscribe for this week's videos to find out some more shit. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to basically duplicate this week. I'm going to maybe do something different here, and I'm going to flip this because I don't like this. I learned it before when I did it here that I didn't like it, but I just brain farted when I was doing it. So what I'm going to do is flip these things around, I think. But I like this particular setup. It's minimal, it's cute, it's easy to keep up with, and I am going to just make sure everything is in good focus here because everything sometimes, whoa, that's just wackadoo. There we go. Okay. I've got the color palette. This is the last week with February's color palette, so it is in the description below if you need it. Ooh, happy birthday, Sierra. Hi from Denmark. Hi from Kentucky. I hope you're staying warm in Kentucky. I'm pretty sure, aren't you guys being hit by the storms too? And I saw somebody from Mexico as well. It's good times. So hi, everybody. I'm glad to see you, and let's get going. So the first question on how's tracking my blood pressure? It works here. I've just been kind of shitty about tracking it, Jessica, because I'm super preoccupied right now, and I tend to not on purpose, but I tend to not prioritize things like that when I'm stressed out, which is not generally when I'm stressed. I probably should be prioritizing my blood pressure, but I'm not as much as I should be, and that is not the smartest thing in the world, let's just say. I'm gonna go with an 05, I think. Ooh, from Washington, Tennessee, Wisconsin, South Carolina, the UK, Virginia, Australia. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, you guys. I'm doing okay. All right, so Truthful YouTuber Tags. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just repeat this, but I'm just gonna flip these things to the other side so that it'll have the days and tasks on this side. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Truthful YouTuber Tag. Have you ever received a product, tried it, didn't like it, and then decided not to review it? Yes. I don't actually get as many products as I used to, mostly because I've kind of just been like, I don't want them. I have enough shit as it is. I would rather just pick and choose amongst the things that I would like to look at. If I buy something and I really don't like it, I will still review it probably and tell you about how much I didn't like it. But if somebody sends me something and I really didn't like it, I don't know if I'll do a review on that. It feels kind of awkward, as much as I'll tell people if they ask me. The biggest thing has been that I've been sent things that people have been like, you should make a review for this. And it wasn't so much that I didn't like it. I just could not bring myself to make a video because I just didn't find it interesting enough. So there is that. Frigid cold. Oh, Maggie, I hope that you're doing okay. What do you think about the Jelly Roll pens for the Blackout Journal? Are they worth the money? I love Jelly Roll pens, and they look great in the Blackout Journal, especially if you go with like the Moonlight or the, look for the really opaque Don't use the glitter ones. Those ones don't tend to show up, but the moonlight ones and the fluorescent ones show up really well. But jelly rolls skip a metric shit ton. It's just part of the nature of the super thick gel situation. So you just have to be, and they take forever to dry. So if you're okay with that, then yeah. Did you ever get products you don't even know that you were getting? Yes, Maggie, but not as often as I used to. Mostly, I think, because people, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but yes. Okay. So, the next question. Product you use alone but don't show or use online? Okay, so I'm guessing this means, is there something that I use that I like deliberately do not show or talk about online? Yes. Not in like a shady way or anything. I don't think there's been anything that I've like done in like a clandestine, you know, like, ooh, you know, I say that I don't go to Hobby Lobby, but secretly I use all the Hobby Lobby things. No, it's not that. I would suggest that planner-wise, the thing I use that I don't show online is the Erin Condren notepads. I still have a shit ton of them, and I love the paper, and I'm not going to waste them and throw them away. That's a lot of fucking waste. I'm just going to keep using them till they're gone. But I'm not going to show them online because I don't want to. So, I'm not gonna. Ooh, we got... Do you ever get totally unrelated to planning or art products? Karen, no, but I have been offered them. I have been offered sponsorships on all sorts of random things, from apps to like technology things to just all sorts of random shit. I get offers and I'm like, no. I mean, I'll take sponsorships anyway, but no. Oh, Helga, I'm glad that you caught me. You probably don't get lots of new stuff because they see all your anti-commercialistic videos. Yeah, probably, Heather. Donna, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Oh, yeah, for all of you guys in Texas that have been dealing with all this bullshit this week, like, I am so sorry that you have had to, you know... with everything that's happened. And like, I was watching the stories about people whose power bills are going up because the power companies can just raise your rates like that. It's fucking garbage and it sucks ass. And I know that thoughts and prayers are like the least useful thing ever, but aside from the money that I can donate, which I've donated, I don't really know what else to do. If there's anything we can do, please let us know. Cindy for Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, no, I think I might have actually gotten a Raid Shadow Legends offer in my inbox once that I was like, are you fucking kidding me? How many squares long is my lines for the days, Wendy? It is 22 squares long because remember I'm in the plus size journal, so it's the extra large journal. I left myself 10 squares empty here and then 1 square on the other end. Okay. How am I going to do this the other way? See, wait. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we'll just do Sunday while we're at it. Okay. Just glancing. Genesis Women's Shelter. That's a good one. Thank you for letting me know. Because I donated to... there was one that came across my feed that was... It was like one organization that was dispersing it to a lot of small ones in the Austin area. But I remember when other times when like national attention was being brought to something and people would all donate to the same place. And then that place would be like overloaded with donations while other places weren't getting donations. That's why I've been wanting to like ask and be like, where is something that can be really helpful? Is my planner B5 sized or even bigger? I don't know what B5 size is, but it's big. It's What are the measurements of this thing? The measurements of this thing are... Just looking it up really quick, because it's the Confidant notebook, Baron Fig. Plus 7 by 10 inches. That's easy to remember. I should remember that. Okay. Moving forward. Where am I at? Do I set up my weeklies based on how busy you are? You run out of room doing weekly. That's one of the reasons I like the bigger planner, the bigger paper. I have more space. But generally speaking, if I fill up more on a specific day than I probably should, that means that I probably overdid how much I thought I could do that day. On top of that, having the rolling task list relieves some of the pressure on my day spaces, because a lot of the tasks that would normally just get moved from day to day to day as I wasn't getting them done just live on this task list, which is part of the reason why I feel like it has really like been the thing. That's not what I wanted to do. Mother fucker. Hold on. Hold, please. There we go. I'm gonna have to write on top of that, which is gonna suck my balls, but that's okay. That's okay. A channel called Bow of the Fifth Column for looking about community organizing. Thanks, Deb. I'm just making notes on my little pad. My little, notepad. Okay. All right, so next question. Product you want but won't buy because you don't support the brand. I should have thought about these ahead of time. I did not, though, because I've been busy with other shit. Story of my life, bro. Well, I guess the seasonal surprise box, I guess I'm coming back to Erin Condren. I was such a long time Erin Condren user, and everybody was talking to, like, the seasonal surprise box just, like, went for sale. And there was a moment there where I still felt the, like, ooh, I need to go get that. And then I was like, nah, I don't need that. Like, even if I was still, like, buying stuff from them on the regular, I really don't need more shit right now. I am trying to have less shit. So, especially after I redid my office and I was like, oh, balls, I really do have that much shit. So yeah, like, probably the seasonal surprise box. You had water back for a few minutes last night, but then they found more leaks. Good luck, Stephanie. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Like, that horrifies me. Oh, so much. What do I use for whiteout? I use the Tombow mono correction tape. Kat Decker sent me a whole pack of these because they're amazing. And they got tired of watching me, and Kat got tired of watching me screw, not my cat, but like my personal kid cat, but like my person on the internet cat, sent them to me because they got tired of seeing me fuck around with my shitty whiteout. This stuff is, it's amazing. This is great whiteout. Do I get any monthly subscription boxes? Do I anymore? I stopped getting Simply Gilded because I just had too much shit. Aforementioned too much shit. And I get the Rose Paper Party, like, little Patreon. She sends like I get it because I want to support her, but I kind of want to just message her and be like, you don't need to send me anymore. Like, I love them. They're cute, but I don't need anymore, but I want to keep supporting her. Other than that, though, I don't really get any monthly subscriptions anymore. Again, I'm trying to relinquish the hold that all this shit has on me. That is a very pretentious way of saying it. Oh my God. Whew. Okay. I did a little reel on Instagram with how, like, a little, like, demonstration of this font, and I don't know what to do about reels. They feel kind of hyper, like, intense for me, and I'm not really sure that I have the brain power for them, but they're kind of fun, so I don't know. Yeah, white gel pens I use as whiteout sometimes too, Heather. depending on what the screw up is. All right, so the next question is, do you have any blocked words? I'm assuming from what I saw in the videos that that's like on YouTube. If you put videos, it's week 8. Okay. If you put videos out on YouTube, you have the ability to moderate your comments. Both you could just turn the comments off or like onto moderation. I'm going to draw like a couple of little pansies here. You can turn the comments off completely, or you can moderate them so that you can see all the comments that are coming through before you release them. Or you can just choose to block certain words like slurs or whatever. And I haven't ever done that. I probably should when it comes to like certain really bad words, but I like not like cuss words because I say those, but like really derogatory words. But I thought that YouTube blocks those automatically. I don't know. So I've never this is not the pen I want. This is a 12. Look how fat this is. Look at this fatty boom batty. And what I want is an 02, which is not fat. This is the one I wanted. That would have been a moment. Okay. Yeah. Late due to ramen. You always try and copy this for February and you fail every time. It's not hard. So here's the thing. If you struggle, let me demonstrate something for you really quick here, just as like a tip. If you struggle creating like this negative space because you have to like anticipate it, then like you can make your like E, for example, and then just draw the line down. And then you could fill it in or not. Same with February. Make your F and just draw the line down. I create the space because I already have done it so many times. I know where to create the space. But if you are having trouble with that, just make your letters the way you usually would and then draw that extra poofy space regardless. And then you can wipe the part out, or you can just leave it, or you could scribble over it like this. You won't even see it. Or stripes are a good way to camouflage it as well. There's a lot of ways to do it for practice. Because sooner or later, if you've done it enough times, you'll start to be able to anticipate it yourself. Do I ever push in my nibs before the ink runs out? Yeah. I usually destroy my nibs. 10 out of 10. The thicker a nib is, the less likely I am to destroy it before the ink runs out. But it is a rare day when I have to give up on a Pigma Micron like 02 because it's out of ink, instead of being unusable because I've just completely crushed the tip after many uses because of how heavy-handed I am. So yeah. Although I do also run out of ink on my fine liners fairly often, but the super fine ones like the 02, I tend to replace them not because of the ink, but because of the tips being like worn out. It does take me a little while. I've gotten better at not destroying them right off the bat though, which is good for my pocketbook. Pocketbook? The fuck? Who says that anymore? All right. So there's week 8. I'll add some color in a hot minute. Nice, Donna. That sounds cool. Okay, next question. Do you delete comments? If so, why? Very rarely. I very rarely delete comments. I will delete comments if they are flat out like derogatory. If like somebody is being like terrible, or if it's like a flat out troll like shitty comment, I'll delete those. But generally speaking, if somebody's like criticizing me, and I don't get a ton of it that I notice, which is probably because I don't pay attention or I'm just not big enough or whatever, but like it's more of a hassle. Like I would rather not censor unless it is racist or, you know, homophobic or transphobic or any of those things. Like if it's in that realm, yeah, I'll delete it. But if it's just criticism or somebody being kind of a snarky asshole, not that big of a deal to me. All right, let's get some weather in here. It's gonna be a warm week here, strangely enough. For everybody else in the country is like freezing their balls off, and in California we're having a 77-degree week. Like, fucking February is not the February of my dreams. What is that? 40 or 50? I can't even read my own fucking handwriting. What is going on here? Oh, I still gotta remember to take my potassium too. When Jesse comes back in, I'll yell at him. 48. That's not even, maybe they changed it since I looked at it last. Okay. Can you pull the tip out? Oh my God. Depending on the pen, but it depends on what you're talking about. What do we got here? What would you recommend for putting gold in your bullet journal in terms of paint or paint pens? So many golds have greens or an odd tint to them. Okay, I love the Fine Tech gold. These ones. These are wonderful. Where the hell? These, the Fine Tech gold palette. They're expensive though, and you have to let them soak, and they're paints. The Uniball Signo gold pen is good. I don't know if it has a green undertone or not to it. It's been a while since I've looked at it. Those are the ones I tend to use. I tend to use the Fine Tech paints and the Uniball gold Signos. And I'll use the gold Sharpie occasionally, but it'll bleed the fuck through. So you don't want to use that. Pentel Sunburst Gel. That sounds good. Ooh, Victoria. What do we got going on with you, man? Scrolling back up. You start a new job tomorrow? Sweet. Good luck. I will think about you, and hopefully you'll be here next week on the live to update us on how it went, because we're going to now want to know. 77 degrees on Tuesday. The fuck kind of February bullshit is that? All right. What am I looking at here? Do I like fountain pens? I am extremely inept with fountain pens. And I really don't need an expensive hobby to fall down the rabbit hole of. I know that every time I've tried to write with one where I've actually gotten the ink in there, okay, I've enjoyed how it feels. Although the scratchiness of it does kind of stress me out a little bit. Ooh, Victoria, that sounds good. That sounds like a good situation. All right. Do you block people? That's another question from this list. Do I block people? Yes. On YouTube, I block, like when we're streaming and some fucker shows up, some trolly motherfucker shows up, then yeah, I'll block them. I don't think I've blocked anybody on YouTube who hasn't been like a obvious troll. However, I've never blocked anybody who's not like, you know, spamming or putting really like racist shit in like the live streams. I don't think I've blocked anybody besides that. On Facebook, I've blocked a few people. Generally speaking, on Facebook, my rule of thumb is for blocking, like I don't tend to block people myself. If it's somebody who I'm just have had it with, like seeing their stuff, I'll unfollow them for a while, but I won't necessarily block them because I'm nosy and I want to see everything. I want to know what somebody's up to, even if they're like pissing me off. So I want to have the ability to see what they're doing. However, if you block me on Facebook and I find out that you blocked me, I will block you back. You can actually do that. You can go into Facebook and enter the person's name manually and block them. I will block you back because you don't get to decide when you see me again. I get to decide, not you. So yes, that's my position on blocking. It's a very petty decision, but I have never pretended to be anything less than petty. So there's that. I'm looking at all the fountain pen comments and I'm just going to avoid them. Have you ever lied about a product to stay on good terms with a brand? I don't think so. I have, no, I don't think so. Not that I can know of, but I mean, like, this is going to sound so hokey, but, you know, like, my whole quote unquote personal brand is built on being as honest as I can be, as being like as upfront and honest as I can be about everything. And if I lied about a brand to stay on good terms with the brand, I'd be sacrificing the thing that the integrity that I've worked so hard to build. And it's so easy to lose and so hard to get back. So yeah, as far as I remember, I mean, if I accidentally like said something that wasn't true because I thought it was, then that's of course entirely possible. And I'm sure I've done that. I'm sure that there have been times I've said something where I thought it was the thing and it wasn't, but not on purpose. What's up, baby?
Hi.
Hi. You want everyone to see you for a second? Let's press it. Yeah, there's the button. RJ. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, back to this. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Told you I'm still working on learning my thingy, my stream thingy. I'm looking this up. Thank you, Just the Fangirl says, this is why I like your reviews. You don't lie about a brand. You love what you love and you hate what you hate, and you change your mind and let us know. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying. That's my hope, because it's not that I think that other people on the internet are not lying, you know? But there's also the sense that if you are trying to get sponsorships and lots of brand deals or lots of like people sending you stuff, even if you are being as honest as you can be or you feel like you can be, I feel like there is a certain level of like, it's like a stain or a vibe that people start to get about you. Like the more sponsorships you do, or the more pictures you post from a brand or whatever the case may be, like,
how did they take it?
But give me 1 second here, you guys. Hey guys, I'm live right now, and you might be picked up on the microphone.
Are we right now? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So why don't you? I'm not talking about things for at least another couple days. So, do I like fizzy water? Sometimes. Depends on the day, depends on the fizzy water. Is there anything I regret buying? Oh my God. I have a whole video of that, but there's plenty. I'm looking and seeing what's going. The Scribbles That Matter controversy. I have not seen the Scribbles That Matter controversy, but I would love it if you guys tell me about. Do you get sponsorships? Are you willing to hawk the mushroom coffee? First of all, no, I do get offered sponsorships. No, I will not hawk the mushroom coffee or take a sponsorship because I just don't want to. That's why I'm so grateful for my patrons. But like, the mushroom coffee, that sounds nasty. And they sell it in Sephora, which is weird to me. Okay. I'm looking in the comments here. Your review on the mild liners is when you went ahead and got them. Yeah, like... How am I liking my Apple Watch? I like it. Their ad campaign used clips of creators' bullet journals without asking or paying them. Oh, that's some fucking garbo right there. Let me put my meals in here really quick. We've got an every plate thing for Jesse and the kids to make, which has the spiced barramundi, which is fucking good. We've actually had it before, and whatever that fish is, did I just write right into my column here? Yes, I did, but that's okay. With veggies. And then we have the peppercorn pork chop gravy situation. And then we're trying the Cook Once, Eat All Week cookbook that Lakin always goes on about. So we actually made the chili last night. Have you had it yet, RJ, to see if it tastes good the next day?
No, we just pulled it out of the microwave.
Okay, so we made the white chicken chili last night, which came together in like 20 minutes. It was great. And there's also the chicken broccoli fried rice and the barbecue chicken casserole. And I'm just giving this a try because I want to see if I can convince my kids to do more of the cooking by prepping ahead of time. And then our usual chicken gnocchi soup, because if I have a week without that, RJ gets grumpy. Right, RJ?
What?
Chicken gnocchi soup, we have to have that every week?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. The company was unaware. They didn't pay to ask. Holy shit. They blamed the advertisement. They blamed the advertisement company instead of just taking responsibility for it. Kelly, I haven't been doing them every day because I was just not staying on top of them. I need to get back to doing them. That may be something I work on in March. Did I make the recipe for 6 people so there's enough for RJ? No, actually, but it worked out okay because the white chicken chili made a lot, and I didn't really eat much last night because I hurt myself and I was nauseated. Donna, just remember with my kidney disease that I am low on potassium, which is not normal, but my potassium is hella low, so I'm allowed to have as much potassium-rich food I'm supposed to eat. More potassium. The gnocchis don't, though, Pamela. They're only in for about 5 minutes. I'm going to have to look more into the Scribbles That Matter thing because that is some hot garbo. Okay, before I add color, I'm going to start putting some stuff down on my dailies and keep answering some questions. Have you ever initially liked a product when you reviewed it and then changed your mind but didn't let your audience know? I think I'm pretty good about letting you guys know when I change my mind on something, but I'm sure there has been a time where I've forgotten to let you know because it just didn't occur to me. I can't think of anything, but I'm sure it's happened because I talk about a lot of products and I don't always go back and reference them again. Oh, I haven't taken my potassium yet. Oh my God. Hey, RJ, when you're done, could you take a second away from your chili to go to my bedroom? On my dresser, there's my little 3 pill box, for the day.
Yeah. The
potassium pill, the big giant one, is in the middle. Will you bring that to me, please? You guys are great. Thank you. Do I have to do dialysis? No, I'm not there yet. I have a fistula, though. I'm ready for dialysis, but I am not there yet. Do I still like the mild liner brush pens? I do. I just don't use them as often because I find that the colors are so mild that they're not rich enough for what I'm generally looking for. However, I actually think the brush pens are a little bit easier to use as a highlighter than the highlighters. And that's a new thought that I actually had during the Highlighter Thunderdome. And that somebody else said to me as well, and that's what made me think about it. No. The pill box. It's a little pill box with a moon, a sun, and something else on it. I just want 1 potassium, not the entire jar.
Well,
okay.
You just have it from this one?
No.
Why not?
Okay, fine. He brings me the entire 8-pound jar that I just got, my most recent refill. Here, I'll pop on my face here so you guys can see me while I'm getting into this. I'm gonna jab it. I'm gonna stabby stab it. Stabby stab. Oh, there's fucking cotton in there too.
Is that what you did to Darwin?
You're gonna have to get rid of the cotton and the garbo for me because my garbage can is full and I don't want to reach it right now. Here, trash.
Why is this in here?
Because they keep it from bouncing around. There's my giant pill. Okay. Oh, auspicious Katie, thank you for the sticker chat, whatever you call it, the super sticker. Here you go, sweetheart. Thank you. I love it. I love you, baby.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. It's such a big fucking pill. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, if the chat does cover my face, Jenny, I can move it around. I'm not, it's hard for me to tell. Anyway, you got a ham and you're making scallop potatoes? That sounds fucking good, Pam. Okay, how long have I had my kidney thing for? My kidney disease? I was diagnosed when I was 22, and I am 41. I have to refill my pills today anyway, though, because it's Sunday and that's when I refill them. Okay, influencer you don't trust.
Yourself.
Thanks, RJ. Influencer. I could cut them in half, Elizabeth, but they start to melt like the moment that liquid touches them, and I would imagine if they were in half, it would get even worse, and they are nasty when they start to melt. Okay, let me put some Monday stuff here, and then we'll see. We'll talk about the influencers I don't trust. I need to do my hair that day because I'm going to be doing some filming, so hairs. And I'm going to be working on my power sheets. I have a patron post. I've got to finish filming my Skillshare class. It's going to come out at the end of this week. It's like halfway finished filming. Oh, there was another super chat. Did I say thank you? Thank you for the super chat, Marilyn. RJ has spoken. You are an influencer now. Oh my God. Does Jesse have to take his blood pressure every day for his type 1 diabetes? No, he does not. But he doesn't really have any blood pressure problems as a result of that. You don't trust anyone with that. Oh my God, Ariane, don't trust anyone with the Morphe code. Did you get that from nappy-headed Jojoba? Because I love her. And then I have some other filming to do, some more filming. So face forward filming. I need to edit the power sheets because it's going to go up later this week.
What's a power sheet?
It's my goal planner. I bet you're excited about that, aren't you? Do I use other planners or do I just bullet journal? Currently, I'm just bullet journaling except for my power sheets for my goals. How do you keep up with nice planning when you've got no energy, depressed, or anxious? I don't. I just make lists. I'm a listy lister. So I'll make lists, all sorts of lists, or I'll just make them on Post-its, or I'll write them on a scrap of paper. I just don't when I'm feeling terrible. That's actually one of the reasons I'm enjoying this weekly layout, because even if I'm not feeling great, the pretty part's already done, so I don't have to do anything else to it. With all the books you're reading, have you been keeping up with the book log? Yes, I have. I'm not drinking those, Leslie, though, the potassium pills, because they are nasty tasting. What was the main reason you go back to bullet journaling? I was just... all of the different planners I was trying, I just wasn't really feeling it. And then I learned about this Alistair method task list. I'm going to fill it in a little bit, and from watching Plant-Based Bride. And it clicked for me. Have I tried a vertical? Oh yeah, that's how I started in the Erin Condren world, was with verticals. I'm just kind of glancing through the comments here. Artsy Chickadee, I'm only 2 years older than you? Yeah, well, my life, I'm very good at presenting as if my life is together. If it is in practice, that's a different story. Why do I hate stamps? Because I am not patient enough to take the time to do it quick. I just want to be able to like, and you have to like stop and like stamp for it to look good, and that frustrates me. And so then I don't, and then it doesn't look good, and I'm frustrated. What would be the worst supplies you've ever used in your planner or journal? Stamps? No, it's probably stencils. I find stencils to be really fucking frustrating. Like, really frustrating.
I hate stencils.
Same, bro. Same.
They don't work. It's like when
It shows
All right.
the shape of them, but when you try and do a corner, it doesn't actually look like how it's supposed to look.
Yeah. What books am I reading right now? I have a Goodreads that I don't keep it updated with what I'm in the middle of reading. I just update it to keep track of how many books I've read. Currently, I am reading a few different books. I am reading Unfuck Your Habitat, which is my book club book. I'm starting Addie LaRue this week as well, which is the other book club book. I'm in the middle of Art Incorporated by Lisa Congdon. And there's another fiction one. I just finished Little Fires Everywhere, and I really liked it. There's another fiction book that I have that I'm about to start, and I don't remember what it is, though. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, I got a bullet journal set up. Get my March set up. Taken care of. My patrons picked out. My new thing we're trying on Patreon is every month me giving them a choice of colors and doodles for the next month, and they got to vote on it, so I'm excited about that. I wouldn't pick something I didn't like. Comments on my video. And I've been avoiding the influencers I don't trust. Oh, you're rereading The Wheel of Time, Debbie? Cool. So the influencers I don't trust in general, like upon the internet, I don't trust most people who are beauty gurus if they never talk about something they don't like. So and actually this is in general, anybody who is a quote unquote influencer on the internet who, my patron live that day, anybody who is on the internet who receives products from people and never once mentions that they don't like something or that there's a drawback to something or they're not critical of something, I might still enjoy the content that they make. And this is the difference that I've seen from some people who really hate it when people do lots of sponsorships or get lots of PR or whatever. If somebody cannot bring themselves to say something negative about a brand online, then to me, that means that I have no idea if they actually think something sucks. If they never talk about something that they don't like, they only talk about things that they like, and it just so happens they get sent a lot of those things that they like, whether that means that they actually have things that they got that they just don't talk about, to me, it is harder to take their opinions, I take their stuff with the biggest grain of salt, bigger than all of my potassium pills, because I need to be able to know that they actually don't like things, you know? Debbie, she's one of my favorite characters, so I'm not gonna fight you on that. Do I get PR packages? Not very often. I try to avoid them at this point. All right, Wednesday. I'm just entering my plans in here. But yeah, so but here's the thing. And I'll put my face up for this as well, because this is something that actually like matters to me. There are people who I follow because I'm friends with them, or because I enjoy their pictures, or I like the content that they make, and I won't take their product recommendations for that reason. But that doesn't mean I don't like watch their stuff or appreciate their content. It just means that when it comes to product recommendations, I go elsewhere. I don't feel the need to avoid, unless it's grossly over markety all the time. I can separate in my mind enjoying somebody's videos or somebody's Instagram from seeing their opinions on something and saying, oh, that means I need to buy that too. Like, I have gotten pretty good at not allowing myself to be influenced by people who never speak negatively about anything. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't avoid content for that, and I will skip through sponsorships if they fucking annoy me. But generally speaking, if I don't necessarily stop watching somebody unless their shit just feels so advertising. It might as well be like a 90s magazine where you have like 4 pages of content and everything else is advertising. Anyway, so Wednesday. Edit. I do all my Skillshare class editing on Wednesday. It's going to be basically all of my day, except then my afternoon is pretty busy. Kat has a appointment, and Jesse might have to pick Kat up from that because I have my first book club live stream on. I know some of you didn't get the emails. If you did not get the email, join the Discord because I'm going to post the link in there as well. It's going to be on YouTube, the live stream for the book club, but it will be the post for the link will go up on Patreon. It's in the email that I sent out on Friday. It'll be also on the Discord. So you'll be able to find it there. But I didn't want to put it for the main channel because I didn't want to put a stream that might not get views for people who don't give a shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And I will not be spoiling Addie LaRue in the live stream because I haven't read it yet. And I won't be spoiling it anyway. I'm going to be avoiding fiction spoilers. It'll be talking about how to maintain a reading practice. That sounds so cheesy. As well as talking about the parts of Unfuck Your Habitat that we've gotten through. How do you join the Patreon Discord? It should automatically put you into it. It's a chat on the big Discord if you're a patron. Patreon, if you have linked Patreon to your Discord, which is in your settings, it should assign the role. If not, message me on Patreon and I will take care of it. The Skillshare class, I put my Skillshare classes up and they stay up. The one I have a few up already. This new one's going to be a lettering one. And it should be going up on Friday if everything gets done right. All right. Where am I at here? Oh, we got to change the litter robot carbon filter. That's a recurring notification on my calendar. Carbon filter so poo doesn't smell so poopy. Okay. What do we got? Is that it? Yeah, I just put 2 dots there and I have nothing else to put there right now. So we'll just let them hang out there. They can just hang out there for the time being. Okay. Have you ever received hate for your content or activity on social media? Yeah, sorta. I tend to be relatively hate-free, which I appreciate. Don't hate, appreciate. People don't like my language. People feel very strongly about my language one way or the other, and that's one of the comments I get most often is about my language. The other thing I get sometimes is if I, based on whatever decisions I decide when it comes to things like Aaron Condren or Black Lives Matter or whatever, I get people who feel like what I do is not enough, and I get people who feel like what I do is too much, and that's not hate, that's just opinions, but that's the closest thing I get, and yeah.
What about your fake does?
Oh, and the one time somebody judged my nose. Holly, is the book club online? Can you join? Yes, you can join. It's my email list. It's linked down below. And the discussion group is in the Discord. No, not only Patreons. Rita, anybody can be in the book club. My patrons get the links and everything because I like to make it easy on them. Yeah, there's a video that says book club. Just go check it out. You'll get all the information. Oh, nice, Ashley. It took our cats a couple weeks to get the hang of the litter robot, so be patient with your cats. All right, so I have a phone call on Thursday at 10 a.m. I'm going to have a phone call that afternoon, but I don't have it scheduled yet, so... all right, but that was my thing about influencers. I'm not naming people because it's a group. I could name people, but I'm not going to because that's not nice. And like I said, I still enjoy the stuff that they make. I just don't necessarily trust their opinions, so yeah. Influencer you trust the most. Do I have an influencer I trust the most? I don't know. I don't think I trust any influencer when it comes to, like, as an example, when it comes to when it comes to like product recommendations, I don't think I have an influencer I trust the most. And I think it's because I like to form my own opinions about things, and it's difficult for me to like see somebody else's review, especially with planner shit. Now, as a different example, there might be somebody who I don't necessarily like. I don't tend to look at everybody's recommendations about everything, but there might be something specific that if one of the people I know, like I'm friendly with personally or whatever, really likes a specific thing that they bought. The example here I'll use is Julie from Julie's Plans. She had bought that plate, that pan that's all over social media, the Always pan. It's the one that you can use as like a steamer and some other shit. And I've been looking at it because I keep blowing through pans. Not my Dutch oven is amazing, but like pans have been a problem for me. And so I've been looking at it, but I don't really want to spend that much money on it. And she spent the money on it and hated their customer service, but has been enjoying the pan. So I've been watching her saga of the pan, and I will be lying if I said that her saga with the pan has been informing my feelings about whether or not I want to buy it. So like I would not buy it based purely on her opinion, but following her with the pan has been something that is helping me as I decide whether or not I'm going to buy it. So it's not an influencer I trust the most. It's circumstantial depending on what it is I'm looking at and who's using it. Like skincare recommendations, somebody might love something, or if there's something that enough people love who are people that don't necessarily blow smoke up your ass, like that Laneige sleeping mask I bought because of the internet, but it was many people talking about it that made me want to buy it, not just one. And then finish merching. Finish. Skillshare. Back end. All right, so what are some behind the scenes facts that you don't share? What are some behind the scenes facts that I don't share? I'm gonna put my face back on for this one because I'm gonna say something that I don't think I ever thought I would say on the internet, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I am generally pretty good. I could share you a whole bunch of random shit that happens in the back end, but I'm going to just share a thing that happens with me behind the scenes that I don't talk about very often, but it is fairly consistent. And that is, I try really hard to not let numbers get to me. I don't focus on numbers of subscribers or people on Instagram or whatever. I try very hard to not like obsess over watching them, but it does dishearten me sometimes when it feels like my shit is hovering up and down a little bit instead of growing, which is where I'm at kind of right now. Like I've been growing little by little, but I've kind of stalled this month, which is understandable based on, January is always a big month for growth for me, but then February is always like a pew, but like, or numbers of patrons or whatever. Like I try not to obsess over those things, but in reality, as soon as I get my eye caught by them, I'll start the obsession cycle until I can break myself of it. So it is a bad habit and it's not good for me to obsess over those things because I know that there's only so much I can do about them. So I should just truck along and do the things I want to do. I'm happy with what I'm doing, so I should just truck along and do that. But I do have to avoid allowing myself to get sucked into that because when I do, it can get really demoralizing for me. And then it becomes, the more demoralized I get, the more I obsess over it. And it's just like a shitty self-fulfilling prophecy. And I need to not do that. So yeah, I have to be very, very careful when I look at those kinds of numbers because they can really start to put me into a cycle of self-destructive thinking that I'm not like a mindset person, but I do know when I am basically self-flagellating, and that's what I have to avoid there. Update. And then I need to publish my Skillshare class, hopefully, on Friday. Fingers crossed. The kids are going back to dad's. And then they have their first week of in-person school for 4 days a week the next week. So we'll see how that goes. And then, oh, okay. I also forgot on Monday we have Imperfect Foods. And then prep produce. Yeah. All right. Moving to this day. I'm looking at my comments here. Cast iron walk-in Dutch oven. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about getting an enamel coated cast iron skillet for my pan and just having my Dutch oven and an enamel coated, because I've had a cast iron and I gave it to somebody else because I am not good at keeping up with it, but I love my ceramic coated Dutch oven that I have. So I'm thinking that if I get a version of that that's a pan, I might enjoy that a lot. Oh, thank you for the super chat for the sticker, Jenny. Bye, Seifa. What is your biggest pet peeve with bullet journal influencers? I don't know. I think I have decided that I really just, the style of video that's like the voiceover and doing your bullet journal is just not for me. It's not a pet peeve as much as it is like, maybe it's because I hate doing voiceovers every time I do one. Like I did one for the office tour just because it wasn't working out the day I filmed it that I could talk while I was filming it. But like, voiceovers to me feel so awkward, and so bullet journalers who film how they do it, and I get it, talking while you're bullet journaling is fucking difficult. I'm doing it right now, but I don't know. It's a little, because it's awkward for me to do them. Sometimes it feels awkward for me to listen to them. Okay, Saturday wash sheets. Hydrate before you dehydrate. Ooh, got my water. What did Kat say? Kat said, I think that's what Kat said the other day to me, and it cracked me up, the hydrate before you dehydrate. You just started bullet journaling in January. How much time did you give yourself to give it a chance or not give up completely? 3 months. And I also don't like candles and dried weeds. Yes, there's also that. Like the random props and bullet journal videos crack me the fuck up. Like they're not even a pet peeve. They're funny to me at this point. We'll probably do the food prep this on Saturday too, depending on, which means order groceries. I'm assuming that might change, but I'm going to put that here for now because I think it's going to be Saturday. And then Sunday we have hangout. There's other things, but again, there's certain stuff I have not like gotten scheduled yet, but I know is coming this week, so it'll be eventually. Live plan with me, same bat time, same bat channel. Next week I'll have a first week of March. Smarch, lousy Smarch weather. Any update for when my Etsy shop will reopen? No, and you'll hear more about that if you watch the Power Sheets video this week. Dutch ovens are fucking rad. Holly, it's like the ceramic cast iron pot with the lid that you can like put in the oven. I don't know how to fucking describe it, but I love mine. It's so happy. The aesthetic bullet journal videos to me are beautiful. The props crack me up. Like, they massively crack me up. Okay, so I start putting some tasks here. I mean, I'll do some doodling. All right, where are we at here? Have you ever showed one product but we're actually using another? No, and that's fucking weird. No, I would not have done that. That is weird as fuck, my guys. Weird as fuck. Have you ever not disclosed a sponsorship? Well, I have never had a sponsorship, so that would be no. I just started drawing a flower. I have no idea how I want to draw this. I should have thought about this, shouldn't I? I'm gonna try Dutch oven bread. I haven't done it yet. The whole reason I bought it was so I could bake sourdough in it during the pandemic, and I have cooked like everything and its mother in there except for bread. So that's something I want to work on soon. I love mine. I probably use mine 3-4 times a week because I cook almost everything on it on the stovetop at this point. The one I got is the Lodge one that they sell at Target because it's cheaper than the fancy one. Although I've heard that if you buy the fancy one, it's like buying into like a Free Pans Forever club because they'll replace it if it gets fucked up. All right. Have you ever not disclosed a sponsorship? Once again, I have never had a sponsorship, so I have never not disclosed a sponsorship. I have also never not disclosed when something has been sent to me that I know about. There might have been, I'm sure there have been times where I've used like Chrissy-Ann design stickers that she sent to me a long ass time ago, but I also am super clear. So I'll tell you, here's a fun fact. This is another thing that is not behind the scenes of Chrissy-Ann Designs. She offered me an affiliate code for her shop. Like there's other people who have affiliate links, not to get a discount, but just to get like referral links for Chrissy-Ann Designs. And I refused it because I'm like, I already work with you. I already get paid in other ways and I don't need one. It's fine. Like I already explained that I work with you and I do designs for you and that's good enough for me. So it's not that I'm like trying to throw money away. It's just, it felt weird. So I didn't take it. And I would not blame anyone else for taking theirs. It's just, that's how I saw it at the time, which I still to this day am kind of amused by. I'm just going to draw a bunch of these violets because why not, right? Do you think you never got a sponsorship because of your language? Okay, Rita, you actually hit the nail on the head there, and it's not that I haven't been offered them, but I don't want to have to take a sponsorship and get like a script of things that they wanted me to say, language or not. But I also don't want to be told that I can't say what I want to say regardless, not just in terms of not just in terms of language, but in terms of like opinions. So it's not that having my language keeps me from getting a sponsorship, although I know for a fact, both because of things I've heard and things that have been directly said to me, that it's not my language that keeps people from wanting to send me product or offer me sponsorships. It's that I'm as honest as I am and people don't want to see their products get torn up if I don't like them, which I can understand. And like, I wouldn't take a sponsorship if I was going to take a sponsorship, I wouldn't take one of a product I knew I didn't like. Like, that's fucking shady, you know? But like, yeah, that's from what I have heard. So might be my nose here. Oh. So then we have now. Have you ever had a bad interaction with a brand? I don't think so, but I don't have a lot of interactions with brands. So like, maybe I'm not the best person. This tag was not written for me. right, I've got a bunch of little blossoms drawn here. But yeah, so that's an answer to that question. What is an unpopular opinion that you have? Oh, what is not an unpopular opinion that I have? How many unpopular opinions should I talk about? Unpopular opinion number 1. Let's see here. Let's think for a hot second here. Unpopular opinions while I'm doing line work. Good night, Holly. Yeah, I do hate 160 GSM paper. But the funny thing is, I think that the 160 GSM paper hatred of mine, it's not that I think it's terrible paper. It's great paper for what it is. But, like, I'm just not going to watercolor in my fucking bullet journal. It's not my bag, baby. Okay. Maybe it's not an unpopular opinion, but it might be a hot take, and I'll put my face on for this one because I feel like this is a hot take. Now, I'm going to preface this. That's very loud of me. I'm sorry. I'm going to preface this with the caveat. Okay? We're doing a caveat here, so be forewarned. I'm going to preface this by saying this is not me talking shit on anybody. I am not talking shit on anybody in the bullet journal community, the bullet journal YouTube community, or whatever, the videos, the fucking whatever. I am not talking shit. And I do not know this for certain, but this is this is the feeling that I am starting to have, especially as I have been paying more attention to bullet journal YouTubers as I have gone down this like aesthetic rabbit hole. As I have gone down this aesthetic rabbit hole of bullet journaling, I have had this thought that is coming more and more to my mind, and this is a hot take, and I could be way off base on this, but this is a thought I'm having. This is not talking shit. This is just observing. All right? My hot take is that I think that a lot of bullet journal influencers have to get more and more complicated with their bullet journal setups, getting more and more arty, more and more fancy, more and more paints, more and more everything in order to continue to satisfy their audiences and continue to grow. And if they were not bullet journal influencers, their journal would not look like that. That's my hot take. Does that make sense? Now, let me just say, this is not me shaming them for having fancy bullet journals. You do whatever you want. And I could be way off base. They might do all that shit just for the fun. But I feel like I know this from my personal experience, that once you start to show this kind of shit on the internet, if you like to do the same thing all the time, or something that's at least similar to the same thing all the time, people are going to eventually get bored of it, especially if the spectacle of it is something that you're doing every time. So I think that, and the reason that this is something that keeps occurring to me is because I feel like the unintended consequence of shit getting fancier and fancier is that people start, like, new people to the community and people who are not super artistic, or maybe they just like something plain, that if somebody is prone to feeling influenced or feeling some kind of way about what people put on the internet that they're doing, like, not everybody, I know some people I know are in this chat are totally confident in what they're doing and they don't give a shit, but some people might struggle more with self-confidence because there's all this fanciness, and then all these people trying to emulate the fanciness, and so what you start to see is all the fanciness. And so I feel like that's an unintended consequence of it's not one-upmanship, because I don't think that's the case. It's more like having to constantly be bringing more to the game, be bringing more to the table, making it bigger and better and whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. If you like having fancy artistic spreads, like I've been being artier than I've ever been in my life in these spreads, but I'm having fun with it. If you're having fun with your shit and it's making you happy, then that's fine. And people's stuff can be super artistic and still be functional for them. And people's stuff can still be super artistic and not be super functional, but that's not what they want. I'm not going to gatekeep people's like how they journal or anything like that, because that's their own, it's their own fucking journal. It's their own fucking business. They can do what they want. But I do wonder, the hot take I had, because I felt that pressure too, to have to outdo my last video. Like if my January bullet journal video did great because I did some doodles, then my doodles for the next month better be even more intricate and interesting, or people aren't going to watch and they're not going to subscribe. That's the thing I'm pointing out. That I feel like there's at least an element of, well, this is my job. If I'm making money from, or if I'm getting paid to do these kinds of videos, then I better be bringing more content. And to bring new and interesting content involves making a newer and fancier bullet journal. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not that I'm saying that there's anything wrong with it, but that, like, I would feel like it might be it's not, like, I feel like it would be accurate to potentially say that there is at least a certain amount of pressure to be. You can't just do what you want and put it out there and assume that it's going to work. You have to think, when you're thinking about what you're going to do each month or whatever the case may be, you have to think about, how is this going to bring value to my audience? And that starts that cycle. That's my hot take. And again, I am not shitting on any type of bullet journaling. People can do whatever they want. It's their own do you boo kind of a situation. But I am curious. I would love to be able to sit down and talk to some people who do this kind of shit as their full-time job to find out if I am reading accurately that pressure is out there for people, especially people who are more known for their fancier artistic shit. Do you see what I'm saying? It's part of the reason I like doing these weekly setups, because you're seeing the nuts and bolts. Like, I'm drawing some flowers, but I'm also putting in all of my appointments for the week. So you can see how this is working for me. The only thing you don't see, because I'm not putting it on the camera, is my Google Calendar, which is where I do a lot of my ahead of time planning. But during the week, I don't spend a lot of time in my Google Calendar. The time I spend in my Google Calendar is for the month ahead, or the next month, or whatever. The time I spend each week on the things I have to do and the projects I'm planning is almost entirely in my bullet journal. I just use my calendar to remind me of, like, the appointments my kids have and the filming I want to do that week and whatever the case may be. Yeah, and like, there's nothing wrong with watching people make art, and there's nothing wrong with liking to have art yourself or just enjoying observing other people's. Like, I like to see people's plans because I'm nosy and because I like to see how it works for them, but that's what I like. But if somebody's whole purpose is to just show the art, that's fine too. Sometimes I worry, or maybe worry is not the right word. Sometimes I wonder, though, how much the cycle of needing to put out newer and better content to continue the machine of YouTube for a content creator. And that's a legit thing. Like, every content creator has to think about that. What can I do that's going to satisfy my audience and bring in new people? That's the basic of being somebody on YouTube. And sometimes I wonder if the need for that shapes how the community starts to feel about other stuff. You know, would people be doing as much extreme, like, I've been seeing people in their bullet journals do, like, in some of the groups and stuff, I have seen people do like pop-up books in their bullet journal, like pop-up books. And, like, to me, that's like, okay, that's interesting. But at the same time, it's like, holy shit, you know? And so I have to wonder, like, is it like a self-fulfilling prophecy? Is it like, you know, are we feeding the beast? Do you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the thing I've been thinking about lately, is just to make sure And that's part of the reason. Remember how I said that I'm trying to avoid looking at certain numbers because of the place they put me in? Well, that's why I'm trying to avoid that, because I want to make sure that what I'm doing because first and foremost, it satisfies me and I'm not worried about whether or not I'm making valuable content. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that that's not the case for other people. I could be way off base on this. It's just a thing I've been thinking about lately. Have shit as your theme for, oh dear God. Essie, that is a great thing I hadn't even thought about people who are on design teams. And of course they have to continue to like do things that are bigger and better because that's your job as a design team member. And that's an entirely different conversation about that I have not even started to think about because I don't do design teams. For a lot of the same reasons I don't do other stuff. I'm looking at you notice this with paint pouring, Jenny? Quickly turned into pouring from a trapeze while blindfolded using a spaghetti spoon. Yeah, it's like, in order to succeed on the internet, you have to find a way. Like, okay, here's another hot take. I'm trying to at least figure out how to do reels. I'm thinking of just doing lettering reels because I actually find that very fun. But like, reels stress me out. I feel super aged whenever I see people like doing them. And I'm not like, that's all great for people who want to do their reels. But like, for me, I'm just like, oh my dear God. But like you have to figure out how to entertain people, right? Like, that's just the way things go. And I don't know, man. You know, it's just, and Debbie, you were the one I was thinking about when I was thinking about people who I know don't worry about what other people do on the internet. You're always like my North Star when it comes to that, because you just don't give a fuck. You do what works for you, and that's all. And I love that. So I'm just doing these flowers kind of like, instead of a bunch, just like a pile of flowers. You think that's why YouTubers get so depressed and have to take time off? That might be part of it. You know, it's a lot of pressure. And the main reason, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the main reason I don't feel a lot of that pressure is because of my patrons. They make it so that I don't have to constantly be focused on this shit. And for that, I'm forever grateful. I don't have to worry about sponsorships. I don't have to necessarily stress out about the next best thing, because I don't feel, when I'm talking to my patrons and when I'm demonstrating art for my patrons, or when I'm just having a chat with them, or when I'm doing whatever, I don't feel this pressure to do the next best thing as much as I listen to what they say and then I do, you know what I mean? Like, it's less pressure in that sense and more enjoyable, and I can stay happy while doing it. Because the thing that worries me the most about any particular like situation with YouTube is that when if I stop being happy and I start doing things, I don't need you, Siri. Thank you, though. I don't want that either. Turn that off. Yeah. Okay. It's not that happiness is the key to everything, but if I'm only doing things because it's rote, like I'm only doing things because I feel like I have to be doing them, then I'm not as fun. I'm not as interesting. I'm not the person that people are like to see, because like when I get, you guys know, whenever I get like more depressed or more like burned out, I hear about it from you guys, because you can tell. I can't hide that shit. I'm not an actress. And so I need to be fully engaged in everything I'm doing. And one of the things that my patrons make easy for me is engaging with my patrons is the easiest thing in the world for me. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot. I love it. And because of that, it allows me the freedom to also do the same thing on YouTube, which is like a bigger situation. So like, I don't want to be in this position where I feel like I'm doing these things for like the money, even though I am. But I'm not just doing them for the money. Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling. Without any reprieve, people get burned out because the creativity is becoming more commercialized. That, Brittany, is like exactly it. And maybe part of the reason the creativity part doesn't burn me out as much. Like the creating videos burns me out, but the creativity doesn't actually burn me out that much. And I think it's because I have been doing commercial creativity for almost all of my working career. In grocery stores, I cake decorated and I was in the sign room. Like I spent a long ass time making artwork for the man. So like the key is to continue to make things for yourself. That keeps you like grounded. And this is for me. Like, I'm sure I'm doing it for you guys right now because I'm on the internet, but I'm also doing it for me. I love purple. This makes me so happy. It shows with this series how much happy you are in playing. Yeah, like I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling really good about it right now, you guys. And part of it's because I'm like just doing things that are interesting to me. And part of it's because there's just some other things that are kind of happening behind the scenes that you'll find out about soon. But a lot of it's also just because I like what I'm doing, and I like the people that I'm with, and I like the people I get to talk to, and I like things. I'm easy to please, you guys. I am not at all one of those people that like requires a lot to be happy. I'm pretty simple. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at that. That's cute. Yeah, I like that. Well, that's this. Had a little drop shadow action, my guys. Woo, look at that. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I feel like we need some more color. Let's zoom out. Let's look at this and figure out where the color is going to go. I think some color on the days, very lightly. Oh, Evangelina asks, have you ever misplaced your planner? Yes, and the same exact thing happened to me. I misplaced it in Target, and I got a phone call from Target saying they found it. Hashtag shout out to Target. Okay. Yeah, so... all right. Things other creators do that get on your nerves. Let me think. Because I've already kind of talked about that a little bit. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what gets on my nerves. A lot of things get on my nerves, but like I'm feeling very zen about like the stuff I'm consuming on the internet these days. Maybe it's all the ballet shoes, and lately it's been the what was it that I fell down the rabbit hole of the other day? It was bad. I could not get away from it. Having kidney brain fog. Fairy lights and wheat dip. Those don't even bother me that much anymore. I think they're kind of funny. Oh, I know what gets on my nerves. it's Instagram specifically. Now that I'm more back this week, I've been kind of quiet on Instagram because I've been dealing with some shit. But like one of the things on Instagram that I just cannot, it's not even that I hate it. It's just, it amuses me to no end is when, not when a brand does this, because when you kind of expect this from brands, but like, excuse me, people on there, even if they're people who are building their brand or what, I cannot stop burping. Oh my God. People who are building their brand or whatever. But like, I think it's funny when everything feels like produced. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to see the produced stuff. Produced stuff is pretty. I like seeing produced stuff, but throw some hot mess stuff in there while you're at it. When the hot mess stuff starts disappearing, I'm like, come on, man. I know the hot mess is there. So yeah, that's my thought. That's also it, Adore, when people take forever to get to the topic of a video. That's a big one for me too. Especially if it's a sponsorship ahead of time where you're like getting sponsored and your video is 10 minutes long and 5 minutes of it's your sponsorship. It's like, nah, dude, come on. I know you want to get that money, but if you're going to spend 5 minutes on a sponsorship, you need to at least double or triple the amount of time you spend on the sponsorship on the meat of the video. Otherwise, it just feels like a vehicle for the sponsorship. Yeah, Brittany, I understand that. That's how I felt after a while working at Trader Joe's as a sign artist. It was like if I had to write the word organic or draw an avocado with a smiley face one more time, I was going to like commit Harry Carey. I don't even know what Harry Carey is. Well, I gotta stop yawning. Oh, vocal fry? You know, I know that vocal fry, I know what it is. I know I have it sometimes. I have heard that people from Northern California, especially the Bay Area, tend to have a lot of vocal fry. Intellectually, I think I know what it is, but I don't think I could identify it. My husband probably could. He has been trained as an audio engineer, but I have no idea. All right, I think I'm going to leave it at this for now. Oh, I should put a couple tasks in here just for those of you who are not sure about the Alistair method, which the ritual suicide. Maybe I shouldn't have said that then. Thank you for letting me know. I take back the Harry Carey because I didn't realize that's what it was. It's just one of those things I've heard and I just said. Okay, meal plan. So again, the point of the Alistair method as a weekly task list is I need to meal plan sometime this week, but I don't know when I'm going to meal plan. And so I put it here, and then whichever day I do it, I put it here and I check it off. So that saves me the question earlier about what about your days that fill up? I don't tend to have that happen very often because I can keep most of my tasks that are not day specific on this list. Speak as if you are just about to run out of air. Is this what vocal fry is? Okay, so we'll put the meal plan on here. What was the other thing I wanted to put on here this week? There's a few things I have to move over from this week that didn't get done yet, so that's part of it. But I'll worry about that later. All right. So here is my setup for the week. It's basically the same as last week with just this thing switched around. I'm going to see, I don't know, I'm planning on trying maybe something a little bit more elaborate this next month, but I'm not sure. I really love this. So I want to mix it up partly because of that pressure I was talking about wanting to stay interesting for you guys, but also just because I get bored easily and I don't want this to get boring to me. I want to continue to love this. So if I mix it up, it'll keep it from getting boring. And what I basically want to do, I don't want to do vertical because I don't like the narrowness of it. I kind of like the horizontal for this better. What I want to do is figure out, I'm going to do some trolling around some other people's bullet journal videos to see if I can find another minimal style spread that is maybe slightly different from this, but that can accommodate my task list. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Be sure to like this video on your way out the door and subscribe, because I've got my bullet journal set up for March coming up this coming week, assuming I film it, which I better be because I need to set up for March. So there is that. I'll be doing a live plan with me next week, Sunday, same day, same time, 2:30 Pacific time, to set up my first week of March, and I hope to see you there. And until next time, friends,